Welcome to Awakening's closing of our exhibit, A Stirring. Today, in May of 2020, we gather online to celebrate A Stirring, which has been on exhibit in our Chicago gallery. The mission of Awakenings is to make visible the artistic expression of survivors of sexual violence. We hope that joining us is healing and empowering for you. And we want to share our resources page on our website, www.awakeningsart.org, where you can find phone numbers to call or text should you wish for an advocate. Awakening's closing receptions are a gathering as a community to reflect on what artists created, how these pieces have lived with us, and to set intentions for how we want to remember. All of us at Awakenings wish we were in our gallery together to celebrate our current exhibit, A Stirring. Seeing the artwork come down from the gallery walls is an act of closure for all of us, and an act of solidarity with the artist. The art will carry on, and with it, bring our support and our gratitude for the time we've shared and grown together. As we wish the artwork farewell for now, we have this opportunity to hear from some of our artists about the process of creating their pieces. First, Isabella shares with us her creative process.
I put a lot of thought in the sizes of each picture. Even though they vary in size, each piece is very significant. I wanted them to fit together like a puzzle, and in puzzles, every piece counts. In this case, each piece or picture unlocks a part of the narrative. My creative process is just me attacking the idea. I make a lot of mistakes, but that is my favorite part. I learn something new every time, and I end up with something beautiful at the end. Every day I wake up and remind myself there's never a bad idea and that the possibilities are endless. You just have to fall in love with the process and make things that make you happy and that bring you peace.
Each of our artists has created their own path of healing and creativity. Joyce shares how her creative process combines the visual and literary arts.
Greetings. My name is Joyce CADE-HITCHYE. I'm representing Flint, Michigan, and one of my poems was selected in a stirring art gallery exhibit, and I had the honor and pleasure of meeting the rest of the ladies that were featured there as well. We were asked to describe the process in which our art is formed. So I had met with the Genesee County Human Trafficking Task Force, which I am a member of, the former chairs, Pastor Christina Timpton and Janine Regal, and I told them I wanted to do some type of exhibit featuring artwork that, shed some light on, sexual assault and military, sexual trauma, and also a little bit of trafficking. So after the discussion, I went home and thought, and part of my process is that with my writing, whether it's the poetry, novellas, what have you, I get a lot of my ideas or a lot of inspiration comes to me through my dreams. So after I wrote the poem, revised it and so forth, then I got the idea of adding some music to it and, doing some multimedia with it. So I got in contact with one of my friends, Carlito810 or Carlos Johnson, and he referred me over to his producer who does a lot of producing for him, and his rap. And his name is Charles Lev, a.k.a. Chuck the Deuce. And his production agency is known as Left Field LLC. So what he did is he combined the music and my poem, After Dry My Tears. Now, I got the music from Warrior Song, which is an organization that is located in Wisconsin, and the CEO is Jason Moon, and he's a fellow veteran who has been using musical therapy for veterans. So I chose one of the songs from entitled Warrior Wings by Anna Wang from their 2018 Women at Women Warrior Songs. Each year they focus on a different selection of or type of song. And I got with him to make sure, it was okay that we could use a portion of it, because what we can do as veterans is download the music for free, and we can also make the music for free. So after we did that, we got all together. Then I said, well, okay, so we have the visual aspect, which is the poem itself, which was encased in a lovely frame. So you have the visual, you have the audio where you can just, listen to the MP3 version. And then also for further visual, some little figurines to actually play out, what I was dealing with or expressing, the angst in the poem and literally fighting off my demons. So showing that. So we had like 3 different pillars, and each pillar, have something, and all together, they made, the production. And I want to thank, again, Awakening and the entire Awakening family for being so cordial and making us feel at home. And, because this creative process, using it, it took a great deal of toil, but it was, it was soothing because they made it so easy. And I look forward to hopefully presenting again and collaborating in the future. And I hope you guys enjoyed, what I presented. And I hopefully continue to do art and to express myself, because I wanted to make sure that you're aware that veteran ladies are warriors. Thank you.
In A Stirring, each artist shows us how internal landscapes and spaces that have been frozen can begin to stir and can begin to feel accepted, observed, and lead to a creative path. MASHA shares what she hopes viewers will see in her artwork.
I want viewers to walk away from my art feeling understood and also maybe understanding me a bit. For me, what I love about art is that it really connects people who don't know each other, who will never know each other, who will never meet each other. But in that moment, there's a connection and there's a feeling of understanding and feeling like you're not alone with your feelings, with your experiences, with whatever. And that's also why I think it's important for art to be accessible, because everybody deserves to feel that way. Everybody deserves to be able to express themselves through that medium, be able to afford to express themselves through that medium and feel understood in that way. And everybody also deserves to be able to experience art and feel understood by the artist as well.
Each of our artists brought different mediums and styles to this exhibit. Miguel shares how the selection of materials affected his creative process and informs his senses.
About my work, my art, and my creative process. I use any kind of materials that I feel that through them I can help myself to develop and express better in my concepts and ideas. Sometimes those materials are so tiny, they look like they are almost invisible to the others, because they are only a small part of my tools to explore my imagination. But it really works all together, like an orchestra. And then, when everything is gathered together, and if I feel able to develop into my own work, eventually it became materialized, and it's possible to touch even, to smell it, and eventually to feel something. For instance, recently I've discovered that through this material of the emergency blankets, I've learned that I could use this as a surface medium to explore my worlds of colors. Through this material, I could take it easily all over the world and show my paintings in those large blankets. And because they are so light, without almost any weight, at the same time they are quite resistant materials, there I have felt so happy to understand how to work in that kind of surface, and it works for me like a real canvas. Painting in those emergency blankets, the idea was also to think and to use it as a good metaphoric concept, like an awareness of emergency situations in life, and at the same time to understand that it's possible to recycle any kind of materials, surface or even fabrics, and to transform everything into another function. I hope that people could see my work something that make them to feel more happiness, or when they are looking at it, at that moment they feel a certain joy in their lives, and for a while they can forget their problems or any kind of suffering. That's my only desire, my hope, my goal, only trying to share good vibes. I don't know if I am a figurative artist or anything else. I really don't care. I don't know what exactly it means. In fact, I think that the artist people, they don't need to care too much about being tagged, like to belong to any kind of art of movement or any kind of classification. I insist, and that's very important, that my goal is to share good moments with people, even if it is just for a few minutes. I know that it's possible to use those minutes, and they could be eternal in their minds and spirits, and if it happens, then I can tell you that I feel full of joy, and together we share that enjoyment. Explain my work is something that I don't know exactly how to do. Those are words that I don't need to use. To me, it's not at all important. Those are only words, you understand? In my humble opinion, for an artist, what really matters is the work of himself and how to develop his own world and create something for himself, and then perhaps it's possible to share with others. And finally, I'd love to share that through my own experience, I believe that through art, it's possible to create a new kind of an universal language that everyone understands the message, even different cultures or languages. I believe that through art, we can reach all without frontiers or obstacles, or even we will gather together, we'll make a better world where everyone can have an opportunity in life. Because there is space for each one, and there's space for we all in this beautiful planet named Earth. So this is my own utopia.
One of the things I love as the creative director is walking through the gallery each day. As I walked through the gallery on the last day before Chicago's stay-at-home order, there was a sense that each piece of artwork said, "See you later." So even as we close a stirring in a virtual space, we hope you feel part of this community and feel a sense of, "See you later." In the meantime, we ask the same question we asked when the exhibit first opened. What is stirring inside and ready for change?